wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Oh, we are all looking for adventure. 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 We are all.
Hi, I'm Michael Wayne, and this is another episode of Toward a More Perfect Union. This episode is called Fear of a Red Planet. You see, in the United States, the attitude towards getting ahead has always been that you have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps through rugged individualism and self-reliance because it's a dog-eat-dog world and you can't expect anyone to ever help you. But the truth is that everybody gets help along the way in one way or another. It's in the DNA of humans to actually cooperate and collaborate with one another. Yet anything that smacks of helping people in America is portrayed as socialism, especially if the help comes from the government. The fear of socialism and communism is so ingrained in Americans' heads that politicians use it as a fear tactic to tell people that the government is coming to take away all their freedoms and control every aspect of their lives. This leads to socialism being portrayed as a threat to the personal freedom and economic prosperity of Americans. During the Cold War in the 1950s through 1980s, a popular slogan was "Better dead than red," as there was complete fear over the possibility of a red planet. The Vietnam War itself was fought to stop the spread of communism. There is only one red planet, Mars. Yet here in America, the boogeyman of socialism and communism is always a vote to scare people. The biggest boogeyman has always been Karl Marx. Karl Marx and Abraham Lincoln were contemporaries. Yet it was believed that Marx's socialist agenda would destroy America and all its constitutional freedoms.
They know now that they have a Secretary of the Army who will back them up when they suspend communists and suspected espionage agents. I think the most encouraging thing we found is the complete, wholehearted support now of the new Secretary of the Army, of the commanding generals in Fort Monmouth and other points who want to clean communists and potential espionage agents out of their organization.
Change limited government to unlimited government, and our rights would be only what the master planners say they are. No longer the servant of the people, government would be the master of the people. That's the way to change what we have, take all power and all freedoms away from the people, and collect everything into the hands of one small group with absolute power.
Hey, what is this? Someone going on a trip?
You could call it a trip. Actually, the children are going away to a state school.
Now, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. I don't know what's happened to you or what they've done to change you, but you're not going to send these kids away.
Oh, she's not sending us away. It was our idea. We learned in school that home life does not encourage the growth of the collective character which the party wishes to develop in its young people. It's your fault. You should have spent more time training us to think along party lines. Instead, you yourself have been guilty of deviationism and bourgeois sentimentalism. As a member of the Young Pioneers, it will be my duty to report you.
I am hopeful that after this exposition of communism, each of you will agree that it is in the interest of Christianity and even your self-preservation that we know this evil force bent on world domination. and dedicate ourselves to resisting its growth.
Seems that I can hear the God of history saying, that was not enough. But I was hungry, and ye fed me not. I was naked, and ye clothed me not. I was devoid of a decent sanitary house to live in, and ye provided no shelter for me. And consequently, you cannot enter the kingdom of greatness. If ye do it unto the least of these, my brethren, ye do it unto me.
The swamp, the rhinos, the deep state, the globalists, and actually the communists, you know, I used to say we'll never be a socialist country. And I was right, because the train never stopped at the socialist, that station never stopped. It just went right by. So maybe we hit the Marxist station and the communist station, but they never stopped.
Socialism outright. I reject. I reject Marxism, Leninism, communism, and unfortunately, we have states in this country that have gone totally off the deep end with leftist governance. And what has that got?
Should we be concerned that millennials are warming up to socialism? Yeah.
Studies show that more and more millennials are being drawn to socialism because of their financial status. Will they wake up and see it's one of the greatest threats to America today?
Socialism is making inroads in America, especially among millennials and Generation Z voters.
Of democratic socialism. Would you say that it is? And if so, does it work?
No, I don't think that democratic socialism as an ideal has been able to be embodied in a larger social context. There's different forms of it. Some are bad, some are medium, some are better. But the fundamental commitment is to the dignity of ordinary people and to make sure they can live lives of decency. So it's not an ism, no, brother. It's about decency. It's about fairness. Right. It's about the accountability of the powerful vis-a-vis those who have less power. At the workplace, women dealing with the household, gays, lesbians, trans, black people, indigenous peoples. immigrants? How do we ensure that they are treated decently and that the powerful don't in any way manipulate, subjugate, and exploit them?
Well, I mean, if that's what democratic socialism is, then I'm basically on board. I do think that ordinary people, middle-class people, ought to have dignity. And I think that our current systems make it hard for them to have dignity. So I agree with all of that.
There are many successful socialist enterprises in the U.S. One is the Bank of North Dakota, begun in 1915. It's the only state-run bank in the U.S. North Dakota has great public schools and universities and libraries, and their infrastructure is really strong, all helped and financed by the Bank of North Dakota. With the Bank of North Dakota, there's no private interest taking the money out, and the people get to have a say in how that money is invested. And all the bank's profits are returned back to the state. Maybe the problem is the lack of imagination to think up a new system that serves everyone, one guided by fairness and sustainability instead of the present system the US has. Fear paralyzes the imagination. It might just be time to let go of that fear and envision something new. Until next time, thanks for watching. You can help support this web series by going to patreon.com/mwayne, and you can see all the videos at moreperfectunion.com/webseries or at my YouTube channel, youtube.com/MichaelWayne2. Find me also on social media where you can easily share it with others. Thanks a lot. See you next time.